What up though, I'm your boy King Richard, aka the God of Rap from Creative Minds Entertainment. That's KB. If you don't know, I swear you know now.
I swear you know now.
No, I can't sing, but I can rap my you know what out. So man, make sure y'all support me. Make sure y'all go out and get that music, man, because I need some money, man. You can't do this all day without no money, man. I seen this picture of Tupac, and I thought it was hilarious, actually, for what it says at the top, right? And it got me to thinking in my head, is Tupac the greatest rapper of all time? Many will say that, right? And I thought about it when it relates to sports, because sports and entertainment, they're like one and the same, you know, in so many different circles and so many different scenarios, right? And I thought about it. Tupac is like Jordan, right? Tupac and Jordan are one and the same. And I even made a list to show you some of those comparisons. So let's talk about it right now. They both made bald heads sexy. Before that, I don't think bald heads was sexy to any woman, right? They did that. They were both considered rebels and superstars on the highest level. Like, it doesn't get any higher than where they were, right? They reached the mountain, they reached the sky, they ain't reached the mountaintop. Another thing that links them, they are both part of the golden era. Most people consider the 90s to be the greatest era of entertainment. Many consider the 90s NBA to be the greatest decade of basketball. They both were very attractive ladies' men. No argument here. The brothers look good. Ain't no doubt about that. They definitely had the ladies real wet back then. You know what I'm saying? They're both godlike in American culture. I mean, like I said before, it doesn't get any higher than where they were as far as popularity and status. They're both associated with winning teams, right? Right? Death Row, Chicago Bulls are known for being winners, right? Being a part of those legacies. They were very influential and essential to the success of both of those two companies, right? But this is where I have a little bit of pushback. They were both slightly overrated. As great as Pac was and as great as Jordan was, we act like they never made any mistakes. We act like they never did anything wrong, and that's just not true. And they both had terrible output at the end of their careers. And that's not to say that they both were terrible at the end of their careers. You know, Jordan with the Wizards, he had his shining moments. He had a few great moments, no doubt about it. But he couldn't even get them to the playoffs. In Pac's later years, obviously he passed in '96. The Machiavelli album came out, which was a classic. But anything after that Pac had done, you know, wasn't that good, right? There was some good tracks on Better Days. There was some good tracks on Until the End of Time. That really wasn't truly all of Pac's fault, obviously, because he was gone on. The production was handled by somebody he either liked or didn't like or wouldn't rock with. He wasn't the strongest lyricist anyway when he was alive and well. And I think weaker tracks really showed that his range or his lyricism wasn't as amazing as we like to say. We like to say his lyricism was super amazing, but that really wasn't the case. But that's where my comparison draws from those. Jay-Z to Lebron, they both started off legendary, but they did stumble in the early days. No doubt about it. They both had a few mishaps, and we still talk about those mishaps to this day. Both were self-made with no coaching. They didn't come in the game on somebody else's shoulder. They didn't come in with a great CEO. They didn't come in with a great head coach that was legendary. They got it out the mud. Both showed that they can win with anybody on their team. They won in different eras and they won in different ways. They're both better businessmen than Pac and Jordan, if that's believable. I know most of you people will say, nah, that's crazy. But LeBron, as we compare him to Jordan in the sport, LeBron is the only one that was a billionaire while playing. If I'm not mistaken, the only ever billionaire player to play the game at that moment, right? Longevity is unmatched. They never fell off. They never fell off to this day. To the day of this current video, we seen Michael Jordan, we seen Pac take a dive. It just hasn't happened. They have never fell off. LeBron even has his own word now called Bronjevity, aka longevity. They are both box office, even for their haters. They haters hate them so much, so strong, yet they always show up to watch them. I don't understand it. They are greater family men than Pac and Jordan ever were. Their legacy is secured through the next generation. Morals, principles, values, integrity. Hey, both were raised by single mothers named Gloria. Now that's rare. That's special and rare. They were both the best all around at their craft. You can say whatever you want. We all know LeBron James is the greatest all around player there ever was. The statistics prove that. The statistics prove that. Alright? Not only the eye test, but the statistics prove that. As far as Jay-Z, he's made every type of album and type of song you can think of. He's made the introspective, he's made the ladies joints, he's made the street records, he's made the lyrical records, he's made the mature records, whatever you want to call it. Last but not least, this is what I believe. This attribute here separates Pac, Jordan, Jay-Z, and Bron. Jay and Bron have adaptability. I feel like they adapted to the generation that followed them very well. They seem to be seamless in the way that they insert themselves into culture as it continues to move along. Tragically, Pac was not allowed to do that because in '96 he passed in the middle of his prime, or at the apex of his prime, whatever you want to call it. Say, oh, he was old when he played for the Wizards. I'm not just talking about the Wizards days. I'm talking about going there forth. He has been terrible as an owner. Terrible. He don't know how to pick players, obviously. This is why I say his Bulls' success is overrated. He didn't pick those players. He didn't pick those players. Apparently, he didn't know who he wanted. Right? He knew he can get it done, but he didn't know what players to pick, obviously. That's another skill set that I believe LeBron James has over him. So that's my comparison.